I'm going live here, guys, to talk about the governor of North Carolina had his press conference today about phase one, phase two, phase. I need to review something. I just got some things been on my heart, mind since early March. So early in March, when they were talking about all these restrictions and social distancing and shutdowns and lockdowns and stay-at-home orders and all these things were being said to us in March. One question came to my mind at that time: what authority do they have to limit our rights? The Constitution is what gives us our rights, but what authority do they have to limit them? So that was the question. So we were told that at that time, the reason why that we should obey these fiats, this is what they were gubernatorial fiats, but the reason we should obey them was because the way viruses work is that you'll either have a massive spike and it sweeps through. Everybody here has dealt with the flu before. So, and I don't even want to hear any mess about comparing coronavirus to the flu. What we're talking about is just how viruses work. Let me remind you how viruses work in your own home. In church, let me tell you how they work in a church. So, as a pastor, all of a sudden when flu season comes, I'll get a notice from a couple of families. This is how we know it's in town now. We know the flu has arrived. I'll get a notice from a couple of families. Hey, Pastor, I got a couple of kids sick. My wife's sick. I'm sick, whatever. We're not going to make it this week. We love you. Pray for us. So I'll usually get, in a given week, 4 or 5 families in the church that will notify me of that. And I say, okay, well, the flu bug, we call it the bug, right? The bug is in town. It's moving around. And invariably, it'll come to my house. I have 6 children, and we may be able to get all of us sick 1 week, and then we're done. But usually, the way it works, and y'all know this, you've seen it in your own homes, your own lives. We'll get a couple of kids sick. They'll share it with the next couple of kids, and in a few days they're sick, and then they'll share it with mom and dad, and hopefully mom and dad aren't sick at the same time, because then it's everybody's eating peanut butter with a spoon and cereal because we can't get up. But you've all seen it. You know. And my point is, you know how a virus works. I know how a virus works. And then what happens? I asked someone this today because I walked into a store today. And the people in that store, dear friends of mine that I've known for years, decades in fact, they were still clutching pearls at their chest, under the impression that the news media had evidently given them that what we're shooting for is for no one to get this. That's what we're going after, for no one to get sick, which is an absolute lie. So I'd asked them this. I gave the explanation of how a virus works, how it moves through an area. And so I said, now, after we all know, because these people go to a church that I'm familiar with and I love, and I said, so after a virus comes through and it spikes and we all see it, everybody for 4 to 6 weeks, I can guarantee you, and when the flu is in town, when the bug is around, for 4 to 6 weeks, I will have families out of the church as they notify me that they're sick. And that's fine. That's why I say, okay, well, we're praying for you. Take care of yourselves. Get some vitamin C, get some rest, plenty of liquids. You know the deal. So anyway, and I asked them, I said, well, at the end of that 4 to 6 weeks, where did it go? Where did the flu go? If the flu's not around anymore, what happened to it? And they just looked at me kind of blank and shrugged their shoulders. I said, this is what happens. I said, eventually, enough of us have had it that the next person that gets it can't spread it to any of us because now we're immune to it. And that's the whole point. Do you understand that this is why they do flu vaccines? They try to immunize enough of you. What they do is they put the flu in you. They try to immunize enough people at the beginning of flu season, hoping they've got the right strain, so that they can't get the flu because they've already got the flu or already had the flu. All right, so just a little background on how viruses work. So back to the main issue that I'm dealing with here, and I hope you're dealing with, and because you're the only one that matters in this situation. So we were told that we need to give up our civil rights because the fear was that our healthcare system would be overrun, that there would be so many cases that our healthcare system would be overrun. So we were all sold in early March on the need to flatten the curve and protect our healthcare system, our healthcare workers. There was no talk about not getting it, because they understood. In fact, if you go back and look at all the charts from early March, all the charts showed you that the same number of people would get it, maybe even more, but that they would get it over a longer stretch of time. Okay? So we all kind of caved into that, all kind of gave into that. All right, fine. We don't want to overwhelm the system. We don't want run out of respirators. We don't want to run out of hospital beds. We get it. Okay, fine. We'll listen to what you're saying. We'll listen to the experts. So all of a sudden now, my governor announced today that we have flattened the curve. He said, well, duh, we were told by the CDC back in April 23rd that was the peak. So we'd already peaked. So what we're doing now is we're seeing the effects of stretching this thing out. So it's still here, and it's going to be here for a long time. Seemingly, it seems that people are giddy about the idea of it being here a long time. That makes no sense to me unless you understand that everybody don't have the same motives. So now we have flattened the curve. So I have one question. Under what authority are you still holding the nation hostage? Under what authority are you telling us that we can't go into a restaurant, that we can't get our hair cut, that we can't go to the beach? Under what authority? You see, we listened to what you said. We did what you asked us to do. We flattened the curve. And now you have now it's vaccine. Now it's, till we have a cure. Oh, we don't want anybody to get it. But unless you're a fool and I'm a fool, the way that a virus stops, the way it leaves, is there's finally so many people that's had it that it can't pass and transmit to anybody anymore. You see, they have to have a herd immunity. So y'all already know that. You've already dealt with the flu all your life. You've had kids. You've raised your kids. You've seen what it looks like for the flu to go through your home. And that's the same way any virus needs to go through a home, a nation, whatever. So we were sold a bill of goods about flatten the curve. You've got to do these things, as offensive as they are, to flatten the curve. But you see, the only authority that the governor of North Carolina operates under, the only authority the president of the United States operates under, the only authority any of them operate under is the authority of the Constitution of the United States. And that authority is invested in the people of the United States, not the government of the United States, the people of the United States. You see, you are the authority. And so they're never going to give you back power. They're going to keep telling you reasons why you just need to hang on a little longer. Until you say, no more. You answer to me, Governor. I don't answer to you. You serve me. I don't serve you. And you have no right, because the only authority you operate under is me. So I ask you again, under what authority are you doing this? God bless you guys. Come on, stand up for your rights, your family, your nation, your state. It's only you that can do it. We love you. God bless you. We'll catch you next time.